it's Trevor Grant from Revenue Hub. Welcome to another of our Who Are We videos, where we talk with one of our expert partners and find out a bit more about them and their organization. Today, we're joined by Emanuele Nardin, Managing Director of Hotelperformance. We talk about Hotelperformance and how its consultancy services have developed to reflect the ever-evolving commercial focus in the hotel industry, alongside the technology which empowers it. We also hear about Hotelperformance's typical client profile in Italy and how clients can engage with them across some or all of their service offering in a very bespoke way. Really hope you enjoy what they have to say. And as always, if you're keen to hear more from thought leaders in the hotel and travel sector, please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell so you know when we have new content. And if you like what we're doing, please do give a thumbs up, as it really helps us out. Anyway, let's roll the intro. Hi, Emanuele. How are you?
Oh, very fine, Trevor.
Good to see you again. Thanks for joining us on one of our expert partner Who Are We videos. Always good to have a chance to sit down and hear to talk with you. But would be really particularly good this time to hear a little bit more about you, your background, and also the story of Hotelperformance, how it came about and how it's evolved over time. So I guess the most natural, yeah, perfect.
Yes, let's say, well, I'm coming personally from the field because I've been working for hotels, for restaurants, and so on. But I'm here in Hotelperformance since 2011. The company was born in 2006, and it was born especially to help hoteliers with the dynamic pricing applications and with the online distribution that was really growing at that time.
Right.
Today we grow, we grew. We are actually a team of 15 people. Some of them are consultant for revenue management, distribution, pricing, and all the part that is linked to the revenue management, let's say. And another part is committed with support for softwares like booking engines, CRM, channel managers, and so on. So
okay, interesting.
We do not have our softwares, but we have some partnership. We resell softwares, and we give support and trainings and so on about this software.
Interesting. So that's quite an evolution over that period of time. What was the, as you say, you came to Hotelperformance a few years after it had started, and it was the that distribution piece and supporting hotels around that area. That was kind of why it first came into existence as a company. Was that right?
Yes, the distribution part was already something into the company, like service, let's say, to help hoteliers to enlarge the distribution, especially because at that time there were still lots of OTAs and so on. Now then you know they merged and so on. So today the situation about distribution is quite different from only 10 years ago.
Certainly simplified, isn't it? A little more
simplified for a certain way. There was born also other solutions. Think about the travel clubs and the OPAC packages.
Good point.
So the tour operator that went online, the meta search. So now we are committed also with this kind of distribution, especially about meta search, because we trust this channel a lot. So we changed, let's say, as the distribution has changed. So we follow this change.
And as you say, you touched on there that the revenue management piece, then sort of the company evolved to kind of pick up those elements with the hotels, provide that kind of service. Has that increased in importance too?
Yes. So at the beginning, the staff was really driven, let's say, by the pickup analysis and so on. And today, of course, we manage everything that is in terms of segmentation, analysis by segmentation, pickup by segmentation, pickup by channel. So we, of course, increased, let's say, developed our analysis in terms of the data. And of course, we also implemented softwares to do that, because 10 years ago, softwares like RMS were quite expensive,
Yep.
especially for the medium-sized small hotel, and they were not affordable at all for this kind of hotels.
Yep.
So we were doing everything manually. Today, of course, we can use systems, softwares, BI, RMS, and so on, because they are much more affordable. And of course, this helped us with our analysis quality of analysis.
And you mentioned there, I mean, there are a number of consultancies out there, revenue management consultancies, digital marketing consultancies, but it's interesting to see that you also have the technology partnerships as well, and that's a key area that you work with your hotel clients on.
Yes, it is, because consider that at the moment, if we look at the revenue of the company, almost half of that is coming from the softwares. So for us, it's a quite important part.
Yeah.
We have several collaboration, because we have around 7 or 8 softwares, more or less, among booking engine, channel manager, CRM, RMS, and so on. So let's say a lot of them, and these are is quite complex, because we need to know very well all these softwares. So it's a really great, it's really, let's say, expensive in terms of how can I say, the commitment for the people that is doing that kind of work.
Yeah, I mean, for you guys, that's quite an investment, isn't it?
Yes.
It's staying. I mean, new technology is coming out. The technology, because now the way that it's developed, is continually adding new functionality. So staying across that would be challenging for an individual property to be making that investment. So I guess without it being too obvious, that's where a part of the role that you play in being able to advise and provide that consultancy solution.
Yes, it's true that we have some collaboration. We cannot have collaborations with 1,000 companies. So we identified the softwares that are more adapted to a higher level of hotels in terms of size and so on, and others that are maybe more suitable for medium-sized hotels and so on. But we mainly give advice to the hotels which one could be suitable for them, even if it's not a system that we resell, because we do not oblige anyone to use our systems.
No, so it's your first priority is to your hotel client in terms of giving them the best advice, and if you have a solution that fits their need, then working in partnership with technology, you can provide that. But if you don't have a solution, you can still recommend to them a piece of technology that would fit their requirement. Yeah,
exactly, because our approach is always to be consultant advisors, so we do not want to oblige anyone to do a change that is not necessary. If they have the correct systems, they can continue to use them. Absolutely.
No, that makes sense. And can you give us a little bit of an insight into, I mean, there's probably no such thing as a typical client, but you know, the sort of hotels that you're working for, types of hotels, cities, resorts, and maybe a little bit of where the geographical focus may be as well. That would just be useful.
Okay, so it's a quite wide range of hotels, like in terms of typology of the hotel, because we have hotels, we have resorts, we have bed and breakfast, we have camping villages. So we have really lots of type of hotels. 97%, let's say, in Italy. So we are really focused on Italy, mainly for a leisure destination. So seaside, lakeside, mountain ski. But of course, there is also about 25% more or less in cities, business city or business and leisure city, like Rome, like Venice, and so on, or Florence, that are either business than leisure, of course.
Yeah.
This size of hotel is quite medium, at least for the Italian market, because the Italian market, the medium size of the Italian market for hotels is around 45, 50 rooms, more or less. So we are more or less in this range, about 40, 50 rooms, and with the small groups. So usually some owner that manage 2 or 3 hotels.
Okay. Okay.
This is the typical client for Hotelperformance.
Understood. And in terms of if they're then working with you, do they have to engage with you on this full consultancy service, or if they just want support around the distribution piece, or support about the revenue piece, or just advice on the technology side, can they work with you across each of those different bits independently?
Yes, almost independently, but our characteristics is really to give a bespoke service in
Mm-hmm.
order to evaluate the necessity of the hotel. So if they need only to have a support in terms of distribution pricing, we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
If they need to go deeper and also, let's say, manage the distribution, for instance, we can do that.
Okay.
If they also want to enlarge and manage something else in the distribution, like meta search or PPC campaigns like brand campaigns and so on, we can do that. So we really want to identify the correct service they need, and we manage that.
Yeah.
We do the service that they need.
No, that makes sense. And it's quite nice that they can, and I guess you're always trying to look at where is an area where you can add value straight away. And then I guess through those discussions, as you know, we've seen discussed a number of times over the last months and years, and technology has increased in its prominence. So I would assume you get people come to you either in two different ways, one from a technology point of view, and then how they could be advising on how they could be using that technology more effectively, or then coming from, okay, we need some assistance from a revenue management point of view, and then you can highlight how technology could be used to supplement and improve what they're doing. Yeah.
Yes, correct, absolutely. Especially because every situation is really different from another. So you really need to go inside the hotel and understand what kind of work they are doing, how do they work, which kind of tools they are using,
Mm-hmm.
and you really need to find the right solution for that hotel, is in terms of the strategy, but also in terms of tools, technology, and so on. Especially looking at what they really can manage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not doing choices that could be too expensive, not just in terms of money,
Yeah.
but in terms of commitment that you can ask to the hotel.
Yeah, because I guess listening to your profile of a typical client, if you're looking at a medium-sized properties, maybe independent or a small group, you often find, I'm guessing, but from looking at it outside in, that the resources, you've often got one individual who's maybe combining two or three of these functions. So it's not as if you have a dedicated digital marketeer or a dedicated
Correct.
revenue professional. It might be one individual who's combining those in different aspects.
Correct, and we need to support and train these people that is inside. Sometimes there isn't these people at all, so we manage this the distribution and so on their behalf, because they do not have that person. So we really need to adapt to the necessities of this every single hotel.
Understood. So they can either outsource the whole solution to you,
Yeah,
and you can manage it with
correct,
your team,
exactly.
or you can train. And you touched on training there. I mean, that's an area. I mean, you haven't mentioned that yet, but that is an area that you guys get involved with training programs, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, we have our training program. That the name is Hotel Revenue Lab. We usually run it a couple of twice a year, more or less. We have 3 levels: basic, advanced, and expert.
Mm-hmm.
We do usually. Usually it is a training that we do personally. I mean, in a room, classical training
Yes.
room, and so
Yeah.
on. Of course, in this period, we manage also an online version of this course. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we manage, and we are very proud of this, an event about revenue management that is at the moment the biggest event in Italy. The
Mm-hmm.
name is Hotel Revenue Forum,
Yep.
with the aim of to train people about revenue management, to enlarge, let's say, the knowledge about revenue management, to keep in touch the revenue management community, the Italian revenue management community, with the European and the other communities around the Europe mainly. Okay,
Yep.
that's why the next edition, that will be in May, we're going to organize it together with a UK company similar to us and a Swedish company that is similar to us. So we really want to create a broader community. We're going to have an online version of that event, always on May. And the same time, we're going to do the physical one. So I will
so like a hybrid
about that.
That'd be interesting. So a hybrid scenario, so some in person, some online.
Yes, in this time you need to think about hybrid. Everything is hybrid now, so also events should be hybrid now.
Absolutely. Well, look forward to hearing more about that, and look forward to working with you on promoting that and getting that across our community so they can be aware of it. Sounds like if it follows what you guys did in Milan, then it'll be a good event for people to be involved with. So we'll do whatever we can to support you with that. Super. Well, look, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk with us. I think we've got a good insight there about you, Hotelperformance, how you've evolved, what your solutions are. Are there any areas that maybe I haven't touched on that you wanted to mention, you wanted to get across to our community?
No, I think that this is the information I wanted to talk about, and I just remarks about our commitment in terms of revenue management, let's say in a broader way. So trainings, consulting, events, and so on. As you know, this is not just the only event we organize during the year, because we have several other events. So I hope that people that is in touch with the Revenue Hub will follow up with our events and will have a look at what we do during the year. For the hotels that would need to have a consultant in revenue management, we're would be very happy to help them to understand if we can do something for them.
Super, brilliant. Well, I think you've certainly got across what value you can add to the hotels, and how you are positioned within the revenue management community to be able to help them to drive that demand, optimize the revenue as effectively as they can. And positioning yourself as we come out of these difficult periods is probably more critical now than it ever has been. So let's hope someone picks up on this and can reach out to you, and they can benefit from your expertise and knowledge. So thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you very much, Trevor.
Take care.